been doing surface area with nets, how do we do it without having to draw a net? So let's look at this one below. I'm going to show you first, as we've been doing with the net, and then how do we do it without a net? How do we determine what that's going to be so that we don't always have to draw out the net, or we can still find the area of each of our parts without doing all of that drawing. So let's look at the first one. I'm going to go ahead and blow this up a little bit. I know it might be hard for you to see parts of it, but we're going to go one step at a time with it to see how we can get done here. So we have this figure here. Now, I'm looking at it, I can see the sides. I can see the 5, the 4, and the 8. Remember, opposite sides are the same. So if the bottom here is 5, that means the top is 5. If the bottom on the right-hand side is 8, the top is 8. And if the 4 also is the 4 on the other side. That helps you draw them out. So now let's take a look at if we were going to make a net. We have this front part right here. I'm going to go ahead and color that in. That's what we're looking at first. That square or rectangle, however you want to view it, it's a rectangle because they're not the same, is 5 by 4. So that means it is 5 by 4. That means the front is, that means the back is. That is if we were making a net. If we wanted to find the area of those parts, we'd multiply it. 5 times 4 is 20. So this part is 20, that part is 20. Remember, they have to be the same. Then if we look at the sides, let's go back up here and look. Let's look at one side. Here we can look at this side right here. Okay, here I can see it's 8 by 4. Let me go ahead and erase out that red so we can see the purple more. It's 8 by 4. So what is that going to be? So if we were making a net, it's 8 by 4. That means both sides are 8 by 4. If we wanted to find the area, 8 times 4 is 32. That means each of these parts are 32 square units. And then if we want to look at the other part, looking at the top and the bottom. Again, I'll erase some of this out of the purple so you can see it better. Remember, we already found this part. We're going to look at the top part here. So this part will be in the green. All right, this is 5 by 8. So we have one that is 5 by 8 then. That means the bottom's also 5 by 8. If the top is, the bottom is. So that is 40 and 40. Now remember, if we wanted to find the surface area, we would add those all together. So we would have the 20 plus 20 plus 32 plus 32 plus 40 plus 40. And if we added all of them all up, we're going to find out that it's 184 units squared. Since it didn't tell me the measurement, we just put units squared into it. Now, if we wanted to go ahead and do it without an net, the process remains the same. We don't need to change that process any. It is kind of the same thing. So looking at the area of the front, again, here is the front of that figure right here. All right here where the red is. So the area of the front is 5 by 4. That's 20. That means the back is 20. Now, if we wanted to find the area of the top, remember, here is the top. All right, so it's 5 by 8. 5 times 8 is 40. The top is 40. The bottom is 40. And then looking at the right and the left, here's the right. It's 8 by 4. If the right, 8 times 4 is 32. If the right is 32, the left is 32. If you notice, the numbers are the same. We're really doing something like a net. We're just not drawing out the pictures as well. And this way, if we added them all up, again, we would find out that it's 184 units squared. So now let's look at a couple more without a net. We're going to find all the parts first. All right, so we're going to look at the top. If you need to, label them. The bottom is 4, the top is 4. If one side's 5, the side's opposite is 5. One side's 6, the side opposite is 6 as well. If that helps you with it, go ahead and do that as well. So now let's find the top. Here is the top, right here where the red is. The top is 6 by 4. That means 6 times 4 is 24. If the top is 24, the bottom is 24. Then, if we want to do the left and the right, looking at the left-hand side or the right-hand side is a little easier here. It's 5 by 4. So that would be, it's 20. That means the right is 20. 5 times 4 is 20. Remember, it's area, length times width. That's area for a rectangle. And then we need to do the front and the back. Again, here's the front. The front is 5 by 6. 5 times 6 is 30. That means the back is 30. Now to find the total surface area would be to add up all those numbers together, and you would find out that it's 148 centimeters squared. Now you may just say, well, why couldn't I just find one side and find the top, the left, and the front and just multiply it by 2? That you can do. Just don't forget that you have 2 of everything. You have a top and a bottom, a left and a right, a front and a back, and you have to add them all in together. Let's look at one more here. Here's another rectangular prism. Let's start with the top. Again, I recommend making your labels so you can see what everything's going to be. It just makes it a little easier if I make those numbers so I can see them. Now at the top, here's the top. The top appears to be 7 by 7. 7 times 7, because it's the area of a rectangle, length times width, is 49. That means the bottom is also 49. Then if I go to the left-hand side, looking at the right-hand side is easier for me to see, so I'm just going to highlight that part here. Here's the right-hand side. It looks like it's 11 by 7. So 11 times 7 is 77. So we'll go ahead and put that in. Then we have to do the front and the back. Well, here's the front. It also is 11 by 7. That means the back is 11 by 7. We can see those things. So those would also be 77 and 77. Again, you're going to add them all up, and you're going to find out that the area is 406 inches squared. Again, if you just want to find the one side you can see, that's fine. Just make sure you don't forget to multiply it by 2. Go ahead and give your homework a try.